Hello, welcome to another episode with Trophy House Taxidermy. I'm Seth. Today, I'm going to show you how I prep a mannequin before I mount. This is how I do it. It works. So let's just get started. So I have a little rasp. Usually on your mannequins, you'll have seam lines right through the middle all the way around them. I take my rasp and I rasp all those seam lines down. I've already done this mannequin prior to this video, but it's not hard to figure out. I use this little rasp. It works pretty good, it's really sharp. Seems to get it all up. Next thing you want to do is make sure your mannequin's rough. This one came rough. The reason why you want them rough is because I use hide paste, and that hide paste will bond to the mannequin if it's rough. This one's pretty rough. I'm not going to do anything to it. If there is some smooth spots, I will hit those. The face is pretty smooth, so what I'll do is I'll take my rasp and just kind of, I don't rough it up too much, just enough that any paste I put on will let the skin bond a little better. Other than that, it's pretty good. Second thing, what you need for this is a 1/4-inch drill bit and a 3/32 drill bit. I'll show you why. First thing you got to do, you have to cut a groove in this lip. This will provide you a place to tuck your skin for your mouth. At the crack in the back, we'll use a little bit bigger. I'll show you that here in a second. And we also use the 3/32 for the lacrimal glands right here. Skin has to tuck in there. If you look at a deer, it has a crevice at the crack, inside crack of its eye. That is a gland. That is the lacrimal gland. So I cut that out and I can tuck my skin down in that. So it's like this. I'm going to brace my hand. Sorry, I'm out here, no help today with camera. So I'm going to brace my hand on my mannequin, and I'll show you. I'm going to run it in. Let me do this side, see if it shows up. Yeah, so I'm going to run it in, and I'm going to follow this line that's already in the form. And I'll show you up close what I just did. Right there. Just down in that. Let me see if I can hold the camera there. So you just run it down in there. Same thing on this side. I'm going to run it right down in here. Just like that. Now, you want to take note on which way you're cutting, because, and you'll figure this out as you go, that if you're moving your drill the wrong way with that blade spinning or that bit spinning, it will venture off into no man's land, and then you'll have an extra cut in it. So make sure you're cutting the right way, and you'll be able to control it one way. One way it'll kind of go off on its own. One way you can control it. Okay, the second is the lips. I'm going to turn my mannequin over so I can see it just a little better. And I'm going to start right here because this is the way my drill is going to go. And I'm going to brace and hold my drill right here. And I'll show you when I'm done. Also, I'm only going in 1/4-inch deep to 3/8. Just about that much. If you go too far, you can weaken the foam, and when the skin dries, if it pulls, it could pop your bottom jaw off. Okay, now I'll show you this. I started here and I worked my way around the nose and then back down. Okay, I'm done with the small bit. Moving on to the little bit. I'm going to turn my manikin just a little bit where I can see into the nose, one side, and I'm going to just run my bit straight into my nostril, like this, and I'm going to hollow this out. Like so. Then we'll turn the manikin over. And we'll go on the other side. You want to look at your holes. Make sure your nostrils are fairly even. Let me set this up. I will show you fairly even nostrils. Okay, now if you see, you can see a little bit. Let me see if I get the angle here. Sorry, this is country. So you can kind of see my finger. There's a hole there, down in there. I need to open that up just a little bit because I use septums, the artificial septums. Now I'm gonna turn the camera. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see that there's a hole all the way through that nose. I leave a little bit out here so it doesn't get too weak. I can take just a smidge more out of there. And look back and forth. Make sure you have the same amount. Make sure you have the same amount in both noses cut out. It doesn't matter really how deep you go into the nose. This way, you can feel the back of those nostrils out. So this is artificial septum. If you look, all these veins run a certain way. I typically fold mine in half. Then I cut, right? So I have two septums. I turn them around, see how you can see through them? If you're installing these for competition, this is what you would want to see inside the nose. I'll show you that in a minute. I put them out because I want my customers to be able to walk up and look in their nose and see the veins. So with me, everything's details. If this was a show mount, if this was a show quality mount, I would turn these septums out like this because that's the natural look of it. But as a customer, they're not going to shine a flashlight through there to see that like a judge would. So I turn the veins outward so you can see them in the nose. I'll show you that in a minute as soon as I get them installed. Now, this little gizmo gadget is how I cut my holes in my nose. Again, I apologize. I'll show you here in just a minute when I'm done. But I typically try to go 1/4 inch from the edge of the nose, nostril, and I shove it in. Just like that. Let me show you. Just like that. So you can see inside the nostril, you can see that tooling. Okay. This is really rough on my hands. So I typically grab pliers or gloves. Pliers are really close right here. I grab it and I pull it out. Boom. Now I've got to go the other side. And I want to stay about the same. And I want to push this straight in the nose, up towards the eyes, straight back into the skull. And then again, you can see it there. Straight in. Okay. Take my pliers, grab. Oh. Put it back in my bucket, throw my septums in there. Okay, now I said there's veins. These veins are running out towards the tops of these. Those need to run out to the tip of the nose. They need to be in this orientation, running towards the nose, like a tree branch, going out towards the end. I'm gonna put both of them in there and I'll show you. Just like that. I'm gonna put the other side in. You get pushed in, and this is what you have. You can see the veins inside the nose. See how the veins are running out towards the tip, both sides. Just like that. That's what you want. Then I'll take my scalpel and I trim these off. Like that. Okay. And this is all I would do to prep this manikin for mount. I'll post later videos of setting antlers, the pitch, the angles, and how I do that. Also, I want to tell you this. These lines in here, if you don't have good deep lines and you want to glue your hides and you want to show those off, if these aren't very deep, these are actually pretty good. So I'm probably not going to do anything with those. These, I could take a little bit out. I'll do that right now. I buy tools like these little scrapers. And what I'll do, you can see here the before. So here's the line. It's a little crevice in there, but I'll take this scraper, and bear with me. And I'll just dig a little bit out of there, like this. Just so I can have a little more muscle definition. And here's another line here. And also, I got one that's a little pointier. This one here is a little bit pointier. Bear with me. And you don't have to have these. You can just use a knife. It's just styrofoam, or it's a closed cell phone, so you can take a knife and just cut it pretty easy. Let's cut you out a little. Like that. Cut it out a little deeper. Then when you put your skin on there, you can put some brads in that or some pins to pin that in. That'll hold it. And that's all I will do for mannequin prep. The next step is to set the antlers, get the pitch set on that. Once you get that all figured out and get your holes for your screws, that's another video. It's ready it's going to be almost ready for skim. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you learned a little bit. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to comment. And until next time, thanks.